Welcome back to Defining Moments podcast. My name is Wong Lam, and today's very special guest is a cancer survivor, a redshirt senior at the University of Missouri Kansas City golf team, Sam Humphreys. Welcome to the podcast,
How you
brother,
doing,
man. Oh, so glad to have you. I don't know if you remember this. You probably don't because you have a bunch of followers. I'm just one of them. But I remember a hashtag. It was hashtag Sam Strong. It was
Absolutely.
last year sometime, and I was intrigued. So I followed you, and then we started talking now and every so often, and I would just kind of track your progress, man. So how are you doing today?
Everything's 100%. I
Yeah.
just had my checkup yesterday before I go back to school, and everything is, I'm cancer-free, as healthy as can be, so
Yeah.
just thank God and knock on wood.
But, yeah.
But seriously, it's just such a blessing, but it's kind of surreal still that a year ago, like, it was not very good. But,
I know, man.
Yeah, but honestly, just kept faith and.
Yeah. Take us through that about a year ago. What happened? How did this all come about?
So basically, I got home for summer, and I was getting ready to play in the Oklahoma State Stroke Play in Tulsa at Tulsa Country Club, and I was on the range hitting balls with my dad, and we at Ochi, you can drive your cart kind of to the back of the range, and he was sitting in the cart watching me hit balls, and I had laid a club on the cart, and he backed up the cart, and the club fell down, and I just kind of stepped on the face of the club, a thing I've done a million times to pick it up,
Yeah.
And it came up and hit me in a bad spot, but like it hurt for like 3 more days. That was on a Wednesday, and so then on a Friday night, I was like, I can't take it anymore. It's a really bad pain. And so I went to the doctor's office, and they seemed really like I figured they would be like, oh, like, it's nothing, it'll go away in a couple days. And it wasn't like that. They like made me do all these ultrasounds and made me go in and do all these different tests. And I was there for like 4 hours. And then they were like, well, we need to call a specialist, but it's Friday night, and we're not going to be able to get a specialist till Monday. But I was planning on playing in the Tulsa, the state stroke play in Tulsa that weekend, and so they just gave me a bunch of pain pills, and I went up to Tulsa, and I finished 7th in the state stroke play. This was pretty good, but I was in so much pain, and I was like, this isn't right, and so. My dad actually got a call from the doctor when I was playing, and they were like, we need to see you, and that was kind of the first thing that God kind of set in line was the doctor Charles McWilliams, the first doctor that I saw, the one that told me I had cancer, was a family friend growing up, and so like it was straight off the bat, I felt at least comfortable, and like I was in the right care of people, but so I went in, and they told me, you have testicular cancer, and we're going to put you into emergency surgery tomorrow. And so like that 24 hours, I've never done that much praying in my life, and just kind of, I was really, really anxious. And I remember going into the surgery, and just like this overwhelming peace of like God's with me, everything's going to be okay. And so I came out of the surgery, I felt great. I felt terrible right after the surgery, but after the 2-week recovery period, which I mean, I couldn't even sit up on my own or walk or anything after that surgery. People don't realize, like, they go through your like kind of abdomen, and so like all those muscles, and you can't sit up or walk or anything. But I recovered from it, and I started playing a little golf and getting ready for school again, and then I went in for my 6-month CAT scan and checkup, and they said it had spread up into my lymph nodes and like my belly button area, on the right side. And so they were like, well, we're going to have to like do 4 rounds of chemo. And so that was tough to hear. And so like, I obviously had to skip a semester of school, and from August to November, so a round of chemo for me was I wake up at 7. It was Monday through Friday, and then you get a week off, and then a second week off, and then you restart. So,
wow.
And it was Monday through. So on a Monday, I would start at 7 a.m. and go till 1:30 in the afternoon, and just like 5 bags of chemo, and I remember, I went from like I started at like 2:15, and by the end of that first Friday, I was like 237 because the steroids that they have to pump into you. But by the end of chemo, I was like 190 because you can't eat anymore. And so like it was my body. It was just, I tell people it's like feeling like having the flu and feeling hungover at the same time. Like you feel empty and you just want to throw up. But but the crazy part about it is like, I was the happiest I'd ever been, like, going through all that, because like I had such peace about like finally kind of having a purpose of like I wanted to wake up every day and show people that, like, especially people with cancer, that like you don't have to stop living, you know, like you have I wanted to show them like you're not a cancer patient, it doesn't define you, you know. It's like not everyone's like, oh, you're cancer or whatever. No, like it's just the cancer. It's in your body. You can live and everything. Like the doctors told me I wouldn't be able to practice till like December, and I was practicing the first week, the second week after the first chemo. Like I felt like it helped me. A lot of people would ask like, how do you like keep such a good attitude? I was like, because I just live like I don't have cancer, you know, like, and I feel like that's a big thing no matter what troubles you're going through. Like you kind of have to keep your mind on the right stuff. And so that was a lot of talking, but like that's pretty much what happened, and I had so much support, and it's just a surreal thing that happened in my life. But
that's a strong mindset. Number one, I couldn't imagine. And I can't say I understand because I've never, I've gone through that, or I've had my grandmother went through cancer and some chemo treatments, etc. But that mindset that you have, how do you translate that from the hospital bed getting injections? How do you transfer that onto the golf course?
I mean, you definitely do somewhat, but what I've found is it makes golf seem a lot smaller. Like, and it's not to say that it's not important, because it is really important to me. But I found myself when I was going through chemo and having the surgery and everything, like the big tournaments that I was like really preparing for and everything, like I wouldn't even know who won them. You know what I mean? And like when real life hits, like it really shows you like there's a bigger purpose, you know. But I definitely have translated it onto the golf course, but like mainly it's just like a thing of you have to believe in yourself and fight, you know what I mean? Like and just I feel like the main thing that I learned from it is you just have to continue on and live each day to the fullest, because you don't know when like anything can happen. And that's kind of what I thought about the day before that surgery and the day before the chemo and everything. Like we're just gonna have to live today, you know what I mean? And just kind of be the best I can be today. And so like that's kind of the mindset I take to the course now. So
man, that sounds like the mindset you take into life for the rest of your life now. You go and you speak about it. I mean, you're quite open about it, and I see your tweets, and you and your girlfriend are you guys are the power couple, because she lost 37 pounds recently through workouts and changing her habits and etc. So man, I'm sure she was there with you and strong for you.
She's really supportive too. But I mean, just everything in life, just taking that mindset, it definitely helps. So
wow, that's crazy, man. So going through your process of chemotherapy, I don't know if you did any radiation.
I didn't do any radiation, just chemo.
Just chemo injections. And how about after the second round of chemo?
So the first round I was like, this is okay, like kind of like it's not all it's cracked up to be, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like I was like the steroids were still able to kind of block everything because it wasn't all consuming my body and killing my cells and everything. The second round was a little bit harder. I didn't like throw up or anything until the third round. And then I just remember like on Sundays trying to watch football with my dad, and I couldn't stay awake, and then the fourth round was just like I don't even remember much because I just slept a lot and wanted to block it out. Like that's when like I honestly felt like this, like it could kill me. You know what I mean? Like the chemo, I mean it's poison and it's killing your cells, and I'm like, this is just brutal. But I mean, I just commend anyone that goes through it because it's really, really hard. But you have to keep a mindset of like you're strong, So,
were there ever times when, let's just say, your dad broke you the news? I mean, I don't know how the news was broken, but I'm sure there's some times when your mom or dad were feeling down. You probably could see it in their body language, maybe their tone. How did you pick them up?
Well, my mom never showed it to me and like face to face at all. I knew she was struggling with it because obviously like she loves me, but she was the one making me strong because she was having to take care of me like I was a kid again, and doing everything for me because I couldn't do it on my own, and she was the best caretaker I could ever ask for. And my dad was just there every single day, like would do anything just to hang out with me and make me feel normal. And so like without them and a lot of other people, like I wouldn't have been able to do it. So yeah.
Do you think that, do you feel like, oh, you can answer that if you need.
No,
Okay.
It's okay.
Do you feel that with your story and you had cancer and you beat it, do you feel when you were going through that, do you feel like some of your teammates or just people, friends, treat you a little differently? Like, oh man, I don't know what to say to them?
A little bit, yeah. But at the same time, like I feel like a lot of people waited, not waited to say something, but and I'm guilty of it too. You kind of don't tell people how you actually feel about them until they're gone or they have cancer or something. And I feel like, in a way, I was lucky because people were able to tell me how they actually feel about me and support me. And I feel like that's another reason that I got through what I got through. And that's another thing that I kind of wanted to, like, why I like being open about my story is I want people to be able to share those things with the people they love because you never know when you're not going to be able to share it with them. And so you're saying, like, I guess, did they treat me different? No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that they really just made sure that I was okay, and just were good friends. And I had so many of them and people that I didn't even know. And I just thank God for that. So, yeah.
Well, I know that I was rooting you on. My wife was rooting you on. I shared the hashtag and I showed her, and I mean, we're like obsessively keeping track of like, man, no, you're good.
I'm sorry.
No, and you're fine, man. Making sure that you're okay and seeing how things were progressing. So and honestly, I am super honored that you're sitting in the same studio recording this podcast, giving us a chance to record the story because you are really busy. You said part-time golfer on your Twitter profile. I saw that, so
that's
I can
joke,
respect
but
that.
Yeah.
I mean, because you seem to love golf. You went from the golf course, and now you're here. So and you talk. Your quote you have on there is, "Have faith, succeed, have fun."
Yeah.
I think it kind of falls in that order.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're a man of faith, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, it's amazing. So let's talk about pro football.
Okay.
I sent you a tweet last night.
Yep.
Are you willing to contribute to the GoFundMe to keep Dak Prescott Cowboys?
Yeah, man. He's helped us. He's helped us be a contender in the last few years. But no, I grew up a huge Eagles fan because
Right.
like that when I was really young, it was like Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens were on the Eagles, and
Yeah.
they and one weekend we went to OU Texas, and the Eagles were playing the Cowboys. And I just kind of wanted to be different and like the Eagles. And then I got to know a good buddy of mine named Mike Davis, and I would spend a couple weeks of summer there for like 7 years or so, like going up and staying in Philly. And so like I just got to be a Philadelphia fan, and now I love living around here and giving the Cowboys fans a hard time because
because I'm a huge Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
And so
I'm sorry.
No. People say that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I should say, well, I guess I'm sorry too, but
Yeah.
whatever, dude. It's fun.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
What about golf? You got a favorite golfer?
Tiger. Yeah. Tiger. That's it.
Yeah.
He's the reason why I play. He made golf cool.
Yeah.
For kids growing up. So
yeah.
Hopefully he's okay. He had to withdraw last week, but we'll see how he does this week. But
yeah. I think he's playing in the BMW this
week.
He is.
Yeah.
I think I read about that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him play?
I've seen him play quite a bit. Been lucky enough. Obviously my dad did majors for a long time, and I was able to see him in quite a few of those, and there for a while when I was young, it was right in his prime, and that's when I was really starting to love golf, and I just thought he was a robot. Like he couldn't do I'm on course only, just like he couldn't do anything wrong. It was honestly the greatest athletic performance I've ever seen. When he in those early 2000s, unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
but
super,
yeah,
it's amazing. You talk about Tiger making golf cool again. I am the same way. Number one, I'm a soccer player, a soccer coach.
Gotcha.
So I can't even hit the ball well at Top Golf, so don't even get me on the links. However, golf is a tremendous sport, and the reason why I started watching golf is because of Tiger Woods himself. Man.
Yeah.
From 97 winnings the Masters in crazy fashion.
Yep.
To dude, you know how you probably feel when he just won the Masters recently this year.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, I get chills thinking about that. Did you cry?
I cried,
dude. I cried too.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just like it's the greatest comeback story I've ever seen. Just from where he was personally and in golf. I mean, to come off of back surgery in golf, like that's the worst thing that can happen. And to be able to come back in 2013 and win Player of the Year after his personal stuff, and then get hurt again and have to completely remake everything. And the guy's mindset, you talk about strong mindsets, he has the best, by far. Yeah,
I agree.
So,
what about you, man? You pro?
I'm going back to school this year. Trying to finish it off the right way after last year, and so I wasn't able to do that. So I decided I wanted to come back and kind of finish it off the right way, and so I'm going to go back to school this year, and then in May I'm going to turn pro, and
wow.
So I mean, it sounds cooler than it is. It's more just which tour you can qualify for, and so my goal is to qualify for the Canadian Tour and do that next summer. And if that doesn't work out, I'll play Adams Tour and just try to get hot on the right weeks and get on the web or the Corn Ferry Tour now, and then PGA Tour is my dream. So
man.
So we'll just, like I said, one day at a time. I mean, it's kind of cool that it's becoming a reality a little bit, but I mean, I haven't done anything, so you gotta just take it one round at a time and figure it out. So
when you talk about one round at a time and you haven't done anything, number one, dude, freaking beat cancer. So it's amazing in itself. And when you talk about one round at a time, it reminds me of your chemotherapy. You took one round at a time, and then, dude, now you're here. You look healthy. You look good.
Yep.
You look happy. You really do.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I can definitely hear it in your voice.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you look really, really good.
Thank you.
What are some of your morning habits that you have to do now compared to, let's say, 2 years ago? What do you feel like has changed? What are some of your habits?
Those habits. I feel like I'm pretty much the same guy, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm trying to think of some stuff that's different, because really I'm just getting back to normal. I mean, my habits. I mean, there's nothing that I really do that's out of the ordinary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of just, I pray every night, like before I go to bed.
Yeah.
My faith has gotten stronger. It's really, I don't do anything different.
Yeah.
I see some people that are getting up early, working out. Like I could get better at that. There's a bunch of things that I'm not great at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely, I live by my thing of have faith. You gotta have faith first, and whatever I needed to do to succeed today and get better and be successful at what I love. Which right now it's golf. Whatever anybody does, you need to get better at what you love, because it might be the last day you ever do it. So you might as well finish it off in style. And so, and then you got to have fun. And so and anytime that, I have the chance to go have fun with my friends, I do it, because exact same thing. So, basically I just kind of have a habit of living that mindset, and so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get personal here. Do you make your bed?
No.
Man, you should turn that into a habit.
I should turn that into a habit.
That's a challenge for you. So
all right, there you go.
When you go pro next May, I'm going to tweet you. I'm like, hey, do you make your bed yet in the morning? Because I'm interested.
Okay. All right. We'll see. All right.
All right, man. But if there's no social media, who are 3 people you would want to meet in person or have a phone conversation with?
Jesus, Tiger Woods, and probably I'd have to say my grandpa, because I never really got to talk to him before he had Alzheimer's, and so I think that'd be really cool. And Jesus, and that's obvious. And then Tiger, I'd just love to pick his brain about golf and everything. And then my grandpa. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Do you think you'd be intimidated if Tiger was like, "Hey, let's go play a round"?
I wouldn't be intimidated. I would love it. I would just because it would be like playing with the guy that you kind of started everything. Yeah. So
I like it, man.
It would be unbelievable. I mean, I hope I have the chance to do that one day, but
I hope you do too. I bet you will.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
you seem really laid back, man. Does anything ever tick you off?
Oh yeah.
A couple things. I'm not... what are a couple things that tick you off?
Hitting bad golf shots. Yeah. I'm laid back off the course. Off the course, I'm laid back, but I can get pretty intense, and that's one thing that cancer has showed me. Like a bad golf shot doesn't mean as much. It doesn't mean I don't still get upset, but does it bother me in my day-to-day life? No. And off the course, I don't know what. Maybe people. This is funny because we were just talking about this because I was on a flight the other day, and I hate people that just talk loud. That might upset me. But no, off the course, I'm really just laid back. But on the course, if I'm just focused. It's just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, So if you ever catch me on the golf course, and it might be bad, it might be good, but no, I'm just kidding. But Yeah. So bad golf shots, people talking loud. What else? People drive super slow in the left lane.
Oh, okay.
What else? I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
What are maybe a couple questions you wish people would ask Sam, but they never really ask him?
that's tough. You know, that's a hard one. Like, I feel like one thing that I wish people would ask more to just each other in general is like, how are you? You know, but like
Yeah.
really, like, how are you? And I have really good friends and family that will do that with me, especially after everything that happened. But I wish people day to day would ask each other like how each other are, but like, no, really, like, what's going on? No judgment here. Like, let's talk about it. Because a lot of the times when people go through depression or whatever, they're suppressing it and
Yeah.
trying to figure it all out themselves. And a lot of the times we can't do that. Like Stuart Scott said, I would watch Stuart Scott's speech from the ESPYs before every chemo session, and one of the things he said that stuck out to me was like, when you can't fight anymore, let the people that are with you fight for you, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, I feel like just talking about things could really help like each other. And I feel like we're in a place in society right now where we're kind of getting away from that because everyone wants to judge each other, you know? And like, instead of when people talk about things, they're like, oh, well, that's stupid, you know? And, oh, well, you're wrong, you know? Instead of just trying to figure things out, and people are afraid to just talk to people. And so you need to have a core group of people that you can just ask, like, hey, how are you? Like, is everything okay? You know? And I honestly, I do have that, but a lot of people don't. And it's kind of one thing that I wish people would do more. So, yeah.
That's powerful and that's deep. And I agree with you. I feel like I get tired of the surface level. Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah.
I hit a couple bad shots. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. What are you going for dinner?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, really, tell me how it is. You know, how are you doing? And if it's bad, then it's okay. Let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to talk about it, it's okay too. We can move on. We can come back to it later when you feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How old are you? Like 21?
I'm 24 now.
24. Okay. It's such a mature answer for a young man. It really is. And in this day and age, you know, in my personal surroundings, I find it's a rarity to have that type of depth with people.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. That's solid, man.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for a young man or woman that is playing high school golf that wants to play collegiate golf?
Mm-hmm.
What are a couple things? What's some advice you'd give them?
There's a lot of things that I wish I could go back and change, but the first thing I always say, especially talking about good players in high school that are looking to go to college and play, the one thing that I wish I would have worried about less was where I was going to college, because I was on a great high school golf team, like probably the best in the country at the time, and I had we had 8 guys go D1 throughout my 4 years. In my class, we had 4 guys go to OSU, 1 OU, and I went to Tulsa. And so I wish I would have worried about less where I was going to college, because in the end, like, you're only going to go to one place anyways, unless you transfer, but you're going to only sign at one place. So don't worry about all the other offers that you're getting, you know. And I remember back in the day, like, I felt less because I wasn't getting as many looks as my buddies, but I was comparing myself to like guys that are top players, you know what I mean? Which is, that's good in a sense, but you can't let it make you feel bad about yourself. It's a young guy. But another thing is, don't blame others. Like don't blame your coach if you're not playing. Don't blame. That's one thing I've learned a lot is, like if you're not playing, it's your own fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and I feel like in today's society, they're quick to transfer, quick to do anything, and just go out there and work hard and get better at what you need to get better at, and you gotta believe in yourself. Like you can't go into a tournament just going to play in the tournament. You have to go trying to win, and I feel like that's one thing that that definitely helped us in high school was we went there knowing we were going to win.
Yeah.
and a lot of people went there expecting to lose, which was like, it's weird to say. Like you wouldn't think that you would someone else would go to a tournament and like not think they were going to win, but it's true. It happens. You know what I mean? And so you have to believe in yourself, and but you just have to love it. You just have to get up every day and want to do it, know? So, and then golf wise, the thing that I see in high school is their wedge games and distance control. They're really like not as good as college players, and college players, same thing. It's not as good as pros. Yeah. And so, I would say worry less about distance, worry more about trying to figure out a way to get the ball in the hole, to be honest. Like, because that's all that matters anyways. And I would say worry less about what your swing looks like on video and worry more about what score you put up on the board. So, but that's just me. A lot of people would argue that and say that the swing, there's a lot of technical people right now with like video and TrackMan and everything, and I think that stuff's great and I use it, but only to an extent. Like I'm not gonna put it above like my score. You know what I mean? Like if it's working, don't fix it. You see Matt Wolf right now. If he would have fixed it, who knows where he would have been. But so that's kind of how I look at it. But
that's awesome. What do you think you need to work on your golf game? Let's talk about golf game. Since we're on that track, what do you think you need to work on your golf?
There's always stuff to work on. Definitely been driving it well lately. Iron play has been honestly better than it's ever been. But I mean, after taking a year off, I still like putting, and short game's okay, but definitely putting's the weaker part of my game right now. But I mean, it's not to say that it's every week, but that's something I've definitely been focusing on lately after my summer. So so I played well this summer, but it could have been a lot better. So
so what kind of conditioning do you do for golf for yourself,
as far as like working out?
Working out.
So at school we 3 days a week, get up at 6 a.m., work out, and it's a lot of. So you have like a circuit day, and then you have a weights day, and then the last day is cardio. And so there's no real evidence that getting big like helps golf,
right?
But I mean, it helps you physically to look better, But like Brooks Koepka said, they're like, "Why did you get so big?" He's like, "Because I think I look better." Like it's not to hit it farther; it's more about flexibility to hit it farther. But obviously, it does help a little bit, but. I would say more for someone working out for golf, it would be you want to work on flexibility and core strength and leg strength. We do a lot of squats, a lot of core. That's the main things. The boring stuff, So
the less flashy stuff, but it's those type of moments and workouts that actually will take you a lot further too.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're in my shoes in this seat interviewing you, what are a couple questions you would ask yourself?
I don't know. I'm really not sure. That's a tough one. We might have to come back to that one. I'll have to think about it.
No, it's all good, man. How does Sam Humphreys contribute to society? How do you give back?
So I feel like that's one thing that really kind of hit me when I went through chemo, is like it kind of gave me a why to live, you know, like kind of inspiring people that like it's going to be okay no matter what you're going through. And I feel like that's a big thing. I really, when I get older, I want to kind of set up something for just people with testicular cancer, you know, because I feel like it's kind of forgot about, or like people don't really check for that, or people don't really, and it's a big problem. Like it's happening, and the problem is that I find is it happens to people that like are really young, you know what I mean? Like I'm on the older end, and I would love to like help someone somehow, but haven't really figured out a way, but like haven't solidified something that I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something when I get out of college, and no matter just whatever it is. But day to day giving back to society, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like I treat people the right way. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing, when you ask that question, maybe some people have like a charity or something, like, and my dad is the president of the First Tee, and I like to work with them sometimes. And First Tee of Oklahoma City, it's like a helping inner city kids learn how to play golf, but also learning the core values of life. But really, I mean, just day to day, I feel like just treating people the right way, and just kind of having fun. You know what I mean? Like I hope that when I come around, people enjoy seeing me smile and like having fun, you know, like just and making your day better, you know. So there's nothing huge, but the little stuff can be big sometimes too. So
speaking of little stuff and then big, I don't think this is little, however it's big. You met little Wayne recently. How was that, dude?
It was awesome. So my dad's best friend is Skip Bayless, who you may know is on Undisputed on FS1, and he had texted Little Wayne when I first went into surgery, and just said, "Hey, Sam is a big fan. I've been a big fan of him since I was in high school or whatever." And so, and Little Wayne texted me and called me after surgery, and then continued to talk. We continued to text back and forth throughout chemo and everything. And then Skip, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago now, said, "Hey, I have a thing that I want to do kind of to celebrate not only your birthday, but like getting over everything." And he's like, "I have Little Wayne coming on my show, and I'd love to have you come out and kind of hang out with him for a little bit after the show." And so the crazy thing to me was when he came in after the show, and he was like, we just got to talk about like, I got to thank him for inspiring me. But he was so like, he gave me a big hug. Like he's so like the opposite of what you would think he is. And I already knew that from texting back and forth a little bit, but he's so like deep and kind-hearted, you know, like, and he, like everything about him, like he went through his song, and I told him the song "Let It All Work Out" meant a lot to me during chemo, and he goes, "That's crazy, because that's the song that it took me 4 years to write, and it went through all my dark times, and now I'm through them," you know. And like he gave me a huge hug after that, and just said, "Man, like that's when that's kind of like when you know that it's impacting someone, you know." And so anyways, so then after that, we talked for probably 20 minutes or so after the show, and it was great. And then I went to go play golf with Skip after, and then Little Wayne texted Skip and invited me to go to the show that night. And so we went to the show that night, and then midway through the show, right before the song "Let It All Work Out" and Can't Be Broken, he said, "I want to give a shout out to the homie Sam." And it was like he's just like, I would consider him like kind of a friend. Like that's what friends do. Like he just supported me, and he like, it's weird that it's like Lil Wayne and someone that I like love their music, but he's just a good guy. You know what I mean? Like I think like he's just doing what I kind of like to do too, which is just kind of inspire other people that it's all gonna be okay. And it was just awesome. Like he was great. Couldn't be better. So
wow.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Because I feel like your family, I've never met your mom or dad or uncle, but I feel like you have a very strong family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a very firm belief in Christ. And with that, you are also a strong man, and you had this mindset. I feel like there's an aura of energy around you that attracts people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who it is, but you attract good people, attract good energy. And so for Skip to do that, and then for Lil Wayne to do that, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. It's phenomenal, man. I mean, that's why I started following the hashtag. That's why I started following you on Twitter and Instagram, because you were inspiring me. You really were. And I told some of my friends about it, and then I told a few of my colleagues today that, hey, I'm taking some PT. I'm gonna go podcast with this young man. And dude, I couldn't be any happier, man, because these are the moments that I love that we get to be in, and we get to definitely share together. And we'll have this for the rest of our lives. Going back to the question though, you're in Wong's seat, you're in his shoes. What would he ask Sam?
I don't know. I don't know. Where the Thunder gonna go from here? Where I don't know. Like what else?
Because you love the Thunder.
Love the Thunder. They're my team. I'm a big basketball fan. If I could play any sport, it'd be basketball, but I can't. So, what else? I'm trying to think of just, I don't know, my favorite stuff. I don't know. I there's nothing big that I can think of that, because we kind of talked about that stuff, you know. But I don't know. You'd have to.
How about going to Augusta Nationals? How's that?
Augusta National is awesome. It's the best place on earth. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. It's one of my buddies, Hayden Wood, his dad was able to play in the Masters, and he put it the right way. He said, when I was a young kid, not a believer or anything, he goes, when I woke up, he was able to stay in the crow's nest, which is the bedroom where the amateur gets to stay before the Masters, and at the course. And he goes, I looked out that window and I knew there was a God. He goes, that's awesome. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And so it's like, talk about an aura. That's that place. When you walk in there, it's like, you know, you're stepping on sacred ground. Like you don't want to do anything wrong, you know. So I've
heard about it. I've seen pictures.
I've
never been there. I'd love to go someday.
You would have to go just to see the course, the golf. The players are just like icing on the cake, but because you can see the players anywhere, but like the course is unbelievable. Like it's hard to explain.
What's your path forward now?
As far as
what's your outlook going? Not necessarily 5-year plan, but where do you see yourself besides on the Korn Ferry tour?
I see myself just, you know, it's funny because I don't really think about that stuff. I think about like today, but I would have to say like I see myself playing professional golf, and hopefully just continuing to do what I'm doing now. Like that's kind of a question. Like I set goals at the start of the year of things that I want to do. But like, if I don't do what I need to do today, then I'm not in 5 years going to be where I need to be tomorrow. And I could say I'm going to be on the PGA Tour, or I'm going to be on the Korn Ferry Tour, or I'm going to be playing professional golf, or I'm going to have some great job. You know what I mean? Like I could I could say any of that stuff, but like it's not going to mean anything unless I'm doing what I'm supposed to do today and planning for tomorrow. But really, it's kind of a hard question because like I don't really think like that,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, but yeah, I would, but I mean, still strong family, good friends. I would assume in the summertime we'll be playing golf and hanging out by the pool, like just fun stuff, you know. But just loving each other, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, man, I feel like your family's so strong and so close that it's like, I gotta meet Mr. and Mrs. Humphreys one day, you know, and hang out with them. Yes. So your dad, you said your dad's name, he's Craig.
Yes.
So he's a sports animal, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And so he went, so he started the sports animal he started Sports Talk 1340, which was the first sports talk in Oklahoma. And so that was after he sold out his part of the wholesale company. His dad told him, just do what you love. And so he went into sports casting, met John Brooks. John Brooks is a famous radio broadcaster. Who used to do like OU football and the Blazers and a lot of stuff. And so my dad said, okay, I'm just going to go all in and learn how to be on the radio. And so he went to John Brooks's broadcasting camp, and they went out to an 89ers baseball game, and they had a bunch of guys set up there. And John Brooks said, you're good enough to be doing it right now. And so my dad bought like radio time early in the morning down here in Norman, and they ended up being really successful like in the early morning as far as like, and then it got a little bigger to 1340, and my dad like hired guys like Mike Steely or Jim Traver, Al Ishbag, like all those guys like came to work for my dad, and then they like sold out to not Cumulus, which they are now, but I can't remember the name of the company. But then that's when they started the Sports Animal, and that's when my dad started his middle of the day show. Yeah. And then so I'll back up and go to the golf and other stuff too in a second. But so basically when the Thunder came, he did the pregame, halftime, and postgame for the Thunder.
That's cool. Man.
And then when Bob Berry Jr. died, you may remember him.
Yep.
They wanted my dad to take over for his morning show at 9 to noon. So my dad did that, and it's been good. He's enjoyed like being able to cover all sports, not just the Thunder, but being able to kind of have vacation time too, which was nice. But and then so back in the day, he also he loved the Masters, and so he would go to the Masters and hold up a pizza box and saying, "Golf fan from Oklahoma, like just need tickets." And he's been since like 85, but he would go in and he found all sorts of ways to get in. Like he went in as a caddy badge one time, got kicked out, and then but he would go in and just with a regular ticket, and then on the payphone do his report back to the radio station.
Oh wow.
And he every year he would go submit tapes to the Augusta National Media Center saying I would love a media pass, and showing his reports back. And finally he got a call one day and said, "You've been recommended by Augusta National to go on Westwood One CBS Radio and do." So he did the majors early to like probably 2002 or 3 to like 2008. That's awesome. And he still does the Masters, but his job was to interview the leaders coming off at 18, and so he got to interview Tiger a bunch because Tiger was leading a lot, and his stories are unbelievable. But and so that was the golf, and then he also did a bunch of high school football games for a long time. It was like the game of the week, so it's pretty cool that's just he started that when he was like 45.
Yeah.
Started doing
Wow.
radio when he was like 45. And
That's
so,
amazing, man.
yeah, he just said, I
Dang.
love it. But that's kind of what it, like, if you find something that you love,
Yeah.
then do it. You know what I
love
mean?
it, man.
Because
Yeah.
like, he didn't just say, oh, well, I'm a businessman, I can't do that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was just wondering because I saw your last name and then it just dawned on me. It's like, hey, you related to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the former mayor, Humphreys, too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
my Uncle Kirk.
Man.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Last question I got 2 more questions.
Okay.
One is, how do we get in touch with you? No cell number.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
At Sam Humphreys 34 on everything. Twitter and Instagram. I don't do Facebook.
Yeah.
I have one, but I don't do it.
Same.
So yeah. So
all right. I need you to stare into that camera. Sam Humphreys, do you approve this podcast?
I am Sam Humphreys and I approve this podcast.
My name is Wong Lam and I approve this podcast.
All right.
Man, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.